Busy people and lots of yellies, Worcester hipsters and fat up townies. We have more than pizza in common, with two rocks for bookends. New Haven, New Haven, New Haven, between two rocks.
All right, and welcome back to Between Two Rocks podcast. I'm your host, Josh Levinson, and I know that this is probably a surprise that 2 episodes in the same month. What? What is this? Some sort of smorgasbord of podcasts? It's crazy. I can't believe it myself, but I did it. I managed to send enough emails back and forth to schedule yet another podcast. It's pretty good. So, yeah. Colin, Ryan, welcome back.
Hey, good to be here.
That's how we talk now. Colin, Ryan. Sorry.
One word at a time.
Yes, that's right. I'm trying to emphasize more words, you know?
Yeah, enunciate.
Mm-hmm. How you doing, bud?
Doing great.
You look like you're really dressed up right now. You look like you came from a boat.
Yeah, this is just what I wear every day now.
Really? Yeah.
Not
Damn.
this nice of a shirt.
Yeah, I was like, the shirt is really nice.
The sandals and shorts.
Okay, yeah.
And then a shirt of some kind.
Okay, so an outfit.
Yeah. Clothes. Yeah.
Okay, I get it.
Something covering my feet,
kind of a motif.
then my legs,
Yeah.
and then my upper body.
Do you wear things that cover your feet at home?
Pretty barefoot at home.
Yeah, same.
It's way more comfortable.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
You know, at home we're all hippies.
I guess. Is that... Yeah.
Yeah, that's what
That's
defines
what defines a
That's
hippie.
right. Lack of shoes. As far as I understand,
Yeah.
the hippie
Crazy
ethos.
shoeless hippies.
Yeah. Great.
How you been, man?
Oh, I'm just dynamite.
I really just knocked you off kilter, didn't I?
I'm okay. I'm, the depression lately has been pretty rough, so I've been just riding the wave. But, still alive. It's pretty good.
Yeah. You seem like you're doing good things. You got a show coming up?
Yeah, I got a show tonight. That's exciting. By the time you hear this, it will have either gone really well or really badly or medium well.
Probably in between.
Yeah, probably in between those.
Yeah.
I'm hanging in. You know, I've actually been, I'm taking a slightly higher dose of my antidepressant now, so hopefully that will increase my will to live.
Nice. Just keep pumping it up until you're comatose.
I don't feel anything like comatose. I just don't. Yeah, things are. Yeah, I'm all right.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like if I just stay busy, if I keep recording podcasts and writing articles, and I don't pay any attention to how I feel, I should be fine.
Yeah, you can't give yourself time to think. That's the problem.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
It's the American way.
That's right.
That's
also,
right.
Don't date. That's what I've discovered. Just don't date at all. I'm off dating.
Has it been bringing you down?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So depressing. And not even like people being bad, just like my own self. I'm like watching myself be bad at dating, and I'm like, yikes. I feel bad for these women. Like, geez, you probably thought you were getting something better than this.
That's nice that you've decided to protect the general population, you know?
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Sometimes you got to just quarantine yourself. You
Yeah.
know? So, I'm doing great. As long as I don't ever date again, I should be fine. Or stop.
You'll be
to
back.
think. Yeah, it'll be back. It's all comes in waves. So,
Mm-hmm.
you already heard his voice a little bit. Our guest today, did we do enough catching up?
You want to talk for longer?
I don't really care.
No, let's introduce the guest. You already started.
He did chat a tiny bit. I don't actually 100% know how to pronounce your last name. This would have been the kind of thing to figure out ahead of time, but you get what you pay for, folks. Jason Bischoff-Wurstle?
That's actually remarkably pretty much on point.
Pretty much, but not 100%.
It's like 98.9.
Oh, do you want to give me the hundo?
I think it was a Wurstle.
Wurstle?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like the worst L.
Wurstle?
Like L. The
Is
worst.
is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah, Wurstle.
Okay,
Yeah.
Wurstle.
Yeah.
Because I feel like you're like...
You were asking.
Yeah. Like, does he know? Is he 100% sure how to pronounce it?
I don't know. I got a lot of names here, so it's like...
Yeah,
you know,
you do. Your name's you got a triple name. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
You are the director of photo archives at the New Haven Museum.
Yes, I am.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
And you're also a bit of a DJ.
I am.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, starting off with a
Yes.
curveball.
Yeah, I didn't put that on here, but
look
yeah.
at that.
I couldn't quite figure out how to actually download the episodes, but it's out there.
It is out there.
It is out there. It's like anyway, we'll get to that later.
All right.
New Haven. The title of the podcast will probably be called New Haven Museum, so we'll leave with that.
Okay.
So you're the director of photo archives. So what the F does that mean?
That means, in short, that I deal with our photo collections. So being a New Haven
So
museum.
when they get rowdy, you're just like, hey, stop.
Yeah,
you guys got to stop.
I'm like, tone it down. Tone it down.
Come on, kids.
Get back in your box, back in your case. That's enough.
Yeah.
No, being a New Haven museum, which is what we are,
Mhm.
and we are the elevator speech. I don't even know how many
Elevator.
years
I
now.
believe it's like the elevator pitch.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's
Ugh.
like
Give speeches in elevators.
I hope, you
It's a
like being,
nightmare.
I hope you like being corrected because there's a lot of that on this podcast.
That's all right. That's all right. It's late in the day. It's cool.
Yeah.
So we've been around since the middle of the Civil War. We started as New Haven Colony Historical Society,
Mhm.
so we've got a lot of stuff,
Yeah.
and we collect New Haven. So being director of the photo archives means I've got a lot of New Haven photos at my immediate disposal, and the idea is to catalog them, go through them, and display, use them, educate people, what have you, with that. I'm also responsible for exhibits and kind of, just overall being a small museum and a small nonprofit. You end up doing a lot of different things, wearing a
Hey,
lot
don't
of
say
different
that,
hats.
man. They say it's not the size of the museum.
It's the size of the deck.
Thank
Was that
you.
the saying?
Really banged that one home, Colin.
There
Good
you go.
job. Like it's good. We usually take a little bit longer to be. No, actually, not at all. You
I
were
couldn't
a
tell
pro.
where you were leading.
Yeah,
me.
I shouldn't have put that. I shouldn't have put that layup in your lane. That was my bad.
Where is this
It's
New
at
Haven Museum?
114 Whitney Avenue.
Yeah, it's right over by like KCS was,
Yes.
and across from the escape room, New Haven.
Oh, I know where it is.
Oh, okay. This is like you're pretending. It's like a radio thing. I get
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Tell us where it is. No, I get it.
Have you been there,
Yeah.
Josh?
No, I have not. I'm sorry.
I was there one time actually. You didn't do the. I went for a
I didn't grow up around
cigar
here.
walk around thing that was
Oh, you
years
did that?
ago.
Yeah.
He
that was
seems
a blast.
totally mystified that somebody did it. By the
No,
way,
I just
There were tons
I
of
mean-
people there.
Yeah,
There was a lot of people.
no, I remember that now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That was
cigar
awesome.
walk
No,
around.
people like that.
We went and I think there were beers there. People
You
talked
just light
about
up a
stuff.
cigar in a museum.
Well, we walked around the neighborhood.
yeah.
That's all I remember. I don't know what the event was, to tell you the truth. What was that?
It was pretty much that. I believe it was
Yeah.
people came, they looked at stuff. You had some beer there. Maybe you ended up at a bar, or did you end up at like?
I think we walked in a loop, and then we definitely went to bars afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was
Sounds
kind
like
of
a
like a
classic New Haven event.
Yeah, exactly. Some smoking, some drinking.
Yeah. So
You
how do you
know.
know?
I mean, this is the kind of museum I can get behind. This is great.
We aim the police.
Yeah.
How do you know? Like, do people ever send you shitty pictures and you have to pretend like they're cool and you're like, wow, thanks for this great picture, but it's actually not a great picture?
Yes.
Okay. Would you like?
I mean,
would you like
it's
to
all
dish on
subjective.
who and what pictures.
No, it's kind of like we've got thousands and thousands of photos. We got a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So
what's the most modern picture you would take?
the most modern. I
Yeah.
mean, if you want to take a picture of
Us right now?
of the vest,
Yeah.
That's a good scene, yeah.
There you go. We just documented.
There's a great vest
Today's
outside
history.
right
Mhm.
now.
Yeah.
It is on Orange Street. I believe Nate. We don't know his last name, but anyway, he's got a bunch of clothes here on Orange Street in the promenade, and there's a cool denim vest with a hot air balloon on the front.
And there's like diligent shoppers here and everything. It's a whole scene. So
I mean,
yeah.
Diligent is.
I like using diligent for shoppers. Like, they're not just dilly-dallying out there.
Yeah, they're on
They're
point.
like, no, look through efficiently, buy or leave.
They're not here
Yeah.
to fuck around,
So there you go. We could do that, and
and that would count.
that's history.
But
right
how do you?
there.
So you're like the editor of history in many ways. Like you decide what matters, right?
I mean, to some degree, I wouldn't necessarily say the editor. I'm not like in control of the timeline per se, but at the same time, I mean, let's put it this way: we like to take in practically anything New Haven related.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's like something that you don't even know what it is, and it's like maybe your Uncle Joey and his cat from I don't know when. And
How do you
and
feel about
and
my
you don't
Uncle
even know
Joey and
that.
his cat?
See, that's the thing. Well, now that I've figured that out,
Yeah.
now we can take it into
I don't have
question.
an Uncle Joey. That's
know?
like a Italian name. We're Jews. We wouldn't. I've got an Uncle Jim though.
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy.
I'm sure you've got an Uncle Joseph out there somewhere.
Joseph.
Yeah.
Possibly.
But if you have that and you
Not
have
alive, though.
and you know what it is,
Yeah.
then we can take it in.
How big does my podcast have to be to get into this museum?
Right now, you got your foot in the door.
Hell yeah. That's what this is all about, you know?
I think you just
Rocks
need a box of
exhibit.
cigars and you can get in there.
Apparently.
So do you solicit a lot of material? Is that how it works? People bring you stuff, or are you more doing I'm sure you do research and
Do you like rummage
set up
around like
exhibits
estate
and-
sales and you're like, yo, old lady Morris died. I got to go check out the photos.
No, not necessarily. I mean, most of the time we receive donations and then it goes through different committees and what have you to accept it. And but really a lot of my time that I spend is really kind of going through the collections and the collections of the museum as a whole, doing research and kind of, really getting a sense of what we have and telling New Haven's history. So like actually having it and then being able to tell the history back to people.
Like how do you connect the history to like a photo, like a standalone? Like
Is it
just, like,
always
what they give
photos,
you?
or are there other? You've got other stuff, right?
We've got a full research library,
He's
and
the
then we
photo
have
editor.
we've
We
got
shouldn't ask
collections.
outside his purview, Colin.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Well, I tend
Somebody else does the
I
clocks.
tend to show up
okay?
in different things. I
Okay.
tend to show up in different areas.
We'll have a clock guy for the clock day, okay, Colin?
there are very
If we could get the clock guy, we would have got him. All right. Sorry.
there are the specific clock guys, and then I tip my hat to them. I said, you know what, you know your clocks.
That makes sense.
Yeah. You got to give credit to the
Yeah.
clock guys.
You know,
Everybody's
I
a
might
specialist.
I might dabble in a little bit of clock, but
Yeah.
All right.
you know,
You're not a clock expert.
no,
You wouldn't put that on your LinkedIn.
No, I wouldn't go that far. but,
Absolutely.
I know how they work. Have an idea.
Wow, that's alone amazing.
Right?
I don't know how clocks work.
Gears.
Gears, okay.
Right.
That does not
See you
count.
later.
I think quartz is involved somehow. I don't know, man. It's
Sometimes.
complicated. Sometimes, not always.
Mm-hmm.
What's the most important photo in the whole collection?
Photo wise, I can tell you what our most important painting is. Photo.
What's the most
It's hard
important
to
painting?
say. The painting, our painting of Joseph Cinque.
Okay.
It's
I
a
definitely
big
know who
deal.
that is, but just you explain it to me so I know that you know.
okay. So
I haven't
painting-
done that bit in a while.
I love that bit.
no, it's a good one. It's a good one. No, the painting is it's famous. It's significant of time period. It's the first documentation of an African American. Well, actually, it wasn't. It was actually an African, not American,
Mhm.
at that point. But in kind of popular art, meaning American art at that point. And it's at our museum, and
Cool.
it's probably. I mean, as far as like important photograph as well, that's probably our most
Famous.
popular image.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, and
Can you smoke a cigar next to it?
No, you cannot do that.
Wow.
Even though we got,
I'm out.
a cover.
There's
you
no
know,
smoking in the museum.
What? Oh man.
You can look
Can I smoke
outside.
near the clocks?
You
Sorry.
could.
That's cool. And it only costs $4 to enter. Is that right?
Yes.
Wow. Is that always, or is that a COVID thing?
No, it's always been that way. As long as
That's
I've been
very
there.
cheap. I was very surprised. I looked online.
is.
I was like, $4? Oh my god! And
Yeah.
it's $5 for a guided tour.
Apparently,
So you were only worth $1.
it seems that way.
Damn.
You
Oh,
know?
it's not $5 more. It's just $1 more.
Yeah.
seems that way.
Wow. Are you offended when people
Reduce
Don't. pay the dollar?
You're like, I'm not paying that.
a full extra $1. I'm saving up for a taco.
Not worth it.
Yeah, you can't even get a taco for $4 anymore.
No,
But you
I
can,
mean,
but
yeah,
you can get
Taco Bell.
You can get me to walk you around.
Perfect.
Apparently.
That's awesome. Who are the biggest names in New Haven history? that we-
Whaley, Dixwell, and Goff.
Wow, 2 straight episodes they've made a cameo.
Mhm.
Look at that.
The 3 judges. Is that true though?
Are they the biggest?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's all subjective. You
Eli
know,
Whitney?
I mean, some people are really into that story.
Yeah.
Eli Whitney. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, he's a big deal. You know, and
Yeah.
for a variety of reasons.
Not all good.
Not all good,
Yeah.
but you know.
Is
the
what
same
it is.
time-
You have your effect on history. Yeah.
Exactly. I don't think at the time he kind of was like,
I'm going to make slavery more profitable. Right.
Yeah,
He's
no,
just
that
like, cool.
that wasn't really his thing. Actually, his thing with that was he didn't have the patent. So
Oh.
he never made a dime from
Damn.
the cotton gin.
He just ruined people's lives for no money.
And that's what led
Sort of
him
reverse Amazon.
to build an armory. And the armory is where
Yeah.
he made his money. And the armory, he was like essentially the first U.S. arms dealer.
Oh,
Interesting.
So
How come he didn't patent it? Was he not proficient in his patenting?
yeah. Pretty much, his big mistake with that was he let people in. So he was like, "Oh, I'm working on this thing, and I want to, kind of show it off."
he showed it to Einstein at the patent office, and Einstein's like,
Yeah,
I see
looks
what
pretty
you
good.
got.
He let people in, and he let the press in, I believe, at the time, and
Probably
they were
invented
like, "Oh,
relativity as well.
Look at this thing."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So after that, he kind of apparently wised up enough to patent his gun process,
Mm-hmm.
and then that's where he made his money.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, he made his money building guns.
Perfect.
And
The
arming
American story.
Exactly.
Mhm.
So arming America for its wars of conquest.
Do you consider yourself a New Haven expert?
I'd say I'm like proficient. Yeah. I mean,
Proficient.
I definitely have,
More of a New Haven expert than a clock expert, though, for sure.
I'd go with that.
I would say I'm expert. Yeah, more New Haven than clocks, but
Yeah,
probably lesser in both.
definitely. Do you work at a New Haven-based museum?
No.
Yeah.
I did work at Yale once, but yeah, it's kind of a relic.
Yeah.
Cool. So $4. You do have to schedule an appointment right now.
Yeah,
to see
these
it,
days,
right?
yes.
Due
Yep.
to COVID regulations,
Yep.
and you have to wear a mask.
Yep.
So
Absolutely.
do wear a mask.
You have to wear a mask. You have to make appointments ahead of time. You can do it online. It's very easy.
Okay.
And come in, and I believe
Do
you have,
those
you have
noises
an hour and a
happen
half.
on the website,
You have to.
or do you have to make your own sound effects when you hit the button?
You just do it.
Gotta pay $1 for that.
Like win. Yeah, exactly. You got to open the donation bucket and start throwing in.
Nice. So I was going to ask how many stickers I have to donate to this museum to get in, but it sounds like I'm already in. It sounds like I'm good.
What are the stickers?
Between Two Rock stickers? I was going to give them a bunch of free
Oh,
swag
nice.
to get in the museum, you know? That's how you do
Yeah.
it. You got to like grease the palms, grease the wheels.
Hey,
I don't know how it works.
Yeah.
hey, you know
Grease the palms too. Yeah.
that could end up in the 2021 collection.
Yes.
Look
Sweet.
at that.
Yeah.
Look
Even
at
though the
that.
blog's actually been up since 2017. I don't know. Something like that.
Well,
Um,
whatever info you want to give us to document your
Perfect.
time.
I love it.
See?
All
What's
right.
the most interesting New Haven fact that most people don't know?
Oof. Oh, man. I mean,
I mean, you're the expert.
again, it's kind of like hard because you could pick something for every.
What will I
Every-
think is the most
everything.
interesting?
Yeah. Imagine everything you know about Colin Ryan, right? Which
Mhm.
is probably quite a lot.
Yeah, I'm just.
Are you
I'm
an
absorbed
expert?
in your
Are you
entire
an
life,
expert?
yeah.
Expert in Colin Ryan?
Secretly, I
Because you
have
fucking
become.
better be. Holy cow!
No, I mean, if you, that's what's cool about New Haven in general. And what's a lot of fun about working in history in New Haven, is just that, for a small city like this, and fairly small as far as population, although it's getting bigger.
Yeah.
There's a lot of crazy crap that's happened here,
can't
and
think
just
of
a
one. He just
lot
can't.
of
I know.
things.
He's
got
just filling
nothing.
time. He's
Yeah.
filling
He's
time.
just running the clock.
I know.
He thinks you won't notice.
No. I mean, like throw out a small. It's kind of
You can tell me something that happened last week.
more specific, I mean, something crazy. I don't know. We used to bury people in the green. That's pretty crazy.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
I like that one.
Remember when they found the body when that tree came up or whatever?
Stuck in the roots of the tree. Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty
There's
cool.
17,000 bodies there.
Nice.
Yeah, approximately.
Approximately.
There might be
Yep.
17 and 49. I don't really know.
One day we'll be buried there.
Might be 1753. We don't know.
You could probably just leave a toe there, like cut that off and get a little piece there.
Did people do that?
I don't know. Maybe it's the New Haven Green. They do a lot of things. there.
That's pretty interesting.
Yeah. Every time that you overdose on K9, they or K2 or whatever it's called. K9.
On day 9.
Every time you overdose on K2, they take a toe and just bury it. And then
Yeah.
you wake up and you're like, where the fuck is my toe?
It's on the green.
It's on the green. Exactly.
Been
You don't
added
know
to the
shit.
pile.
Great. So you have like a bunch of stuff too, right? Like there's a lot of like manufacturing goods from colonial era to the present. What does it say? Hardware, carriages, automobile parts and accessories, firearms, corsets, clocks, carpeting, etc. Can I try on one of the corsets? Is that an option?
It used to be. It
Really?
used to- well, I mean, you weren't supposed to actually put it on, but I think people did.
Really?
But yeah, no, it was a
Up
thing
until when?
until COVID.
No, stop.
the
COVID
fun-
changed
2019,
everything.
you could go in and fucking throw on a colonial corset.
It wasn't colonial. It was like, you know, it was a replica of like a 19th century.
Oh,
Say that.
replica.
That's good enough.
But it was made
Yeah,
over
that's
here,
fair.
you know, in Strauss-Adler, like around the corner from here. Yeah. No, you could. But COVID spoiled all the fun.
Ugh.
Damn.
Do you think COVID came out of that lab in Wuhan?
Do you think COVID was invented by the corset industry to stop us from trying on their goods before we bought them?
Could be. See that? It might be that because you didn't pay to try on the goods and then,
Exactly.
figure
They
they
have
just,
these really strict return policies.
yeah.
All part of Amazon warehouse bullshit.
Where do you keep all this stuff? Is it at the museum itself, or
it's
is
at
it
the
all?
museum.
Yeah.
Yeah. For the most part, it's there. We do have some off-site storage, but not a lot.
What is it, in the basement or something?
It's on all
Underneath
levels.
the green.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With the bodies.
With the tombstones.
It's good enough to keep some bodies. It's good enough to keep some old clocks.
Yeah. You keep a little box there and climb in it.
Exactly. But you want to make sure you're right on it if it's a clock or a body, because that can be a real disappointment. If you're like, I'm going to see a body. No, it's a fucking clock again. Damn it.
It's part of keeping those documents. It's part of
right.
keeping those records.
Do you feel like your whole life is kind of rummaging through an attic?
Are you just thinking that because all these people rummaging through these clothes right now?
No. I wouldn't.
No, those are diligent
I wouldn't
shoppers.
say that per se, but no. I mean, it's a lot of it's keeping track of people's lives and things that
You didn't like the word rummaging, did you?
No, I mean, I'll say, you can rummage through through a stack of books, and
Doesn't mean they're valueless.
that's the thing. And some people might not find any value in it, but this guy here,
He pointed to himself.
I'll
for
tell
those at
you.
home.
I'll tell you about and for the video.
Sure, yeah. I forgot about the huge YouTube audience. Of course, my apologies, people from YouTube.
But no, I mean, it's cool because like I think I view it more as like you realize when you work, and this is like what I do for a living, that how much people forget about people, and you forget about people's lives, and then it's like, I mean, it's kind of a bummer to hear, but it's actually kind of, it's like, I'll come across things where this person was, the big hot deal of 1896 or something, and that was everyone was talking about them, and they're hooking up, and they're this or that. We don't know who they are. And I'm the only person that sits there and reads this book, or maybe two other people in the library at the time. So I'm like, hey, this is cool. Check this out.
Yeah, these two people are
That's the thing, but like our lives, we place a lot of importance. And again, it kind of sounds like a bummer, but it's just kind of perspective.
Yeah.
It's like,
I mean, you might place a lot of importance on lives. I don't personally get
so there you go.
involved in
There you
that
go. See, you're already prepared.
Oh
You're already prepared for
well prepared me for the dust that I will turn into.
Yeah, there you go.
No, I'm way ahead of the curve.
But
on this one.
it's cool that way, because then by doing that, and then also the process, like we were talking about taking a picture, well, that actually would document this moment.
Mm-hmm.
And hey, some version of me in the future or somebody else can be like, oh wow, that was weird. What the hell were they doing there?
Yeah.
But still,
was this
it
podcast about clocks? Because they talked about clocks a lot. Almost too much, I would say. Great. It seems like a lot of what you guys do is programs for students, right?
Yes, we do have a pretty good.
It's a pretty big
education
segment
program.
of what you're, so
Yeah,
like local
absolutely.
schools, if I was just running a sort of local organization, I was like, I want us to learn more about New Haven Museum. I can just reach out and be like,
Yep.
What's a
Yeah.
program? Do you have preset
Yes.
stuff? Okay.
Yep. Our education department is great, and they have.
Is there like a deluxe package?
There's different packages. Yeah.
Okay.
You can get different.
What do they call it? Is it like a
things.
Supreme?
$6.
I'm a vegetarian. $6.
That's the name of the package too.
The $6 package. Nice.
But yeah, no.
That one you can smoke a cigar in the corset.
That's right.
That's gonna be $9.50.
Wow. Okay. A little rush for my blood.
Yeah.
Do you ever find yourself really digging deep into someone's life, or the lives of some people in the photos that you're looking through, or like you're saying, you see these old things. They were the.
Did you ever
the hot
fantasize that
stuff of the day?
you were in love with Madame Morris
Bouvier?
or whatever? I wanted to say Bouvier. Fucking Simpsons. Just like invents. All right, this is going way off kilter. I got a mental illness. Yeah, I'm just like, does it almost feel like you sort of like, once you see enough pictures, you hear enough stories, does it feel like you kind of know them a little bit in your mind? Like, what do you know?
I wouldn't say like I know them personally, but at the same time, you kind of get this sense, again, a broader sense of the patterns, and that's kind of it. Like a lot of history is just patterns, and it's people say that, but it's true, and it's like, I use the last year. The last year's been okay. That's a spike in history. Like every once in a while, there's like a huge spike, and then it changes things.
Yep.
But for the most part, it is these kind of patterns because people tend to do similar things in their lives, and it's actually kind of great once you can relate to that. Once you read about so and so's life, say in 1820, and their basic day to day, yeah, sure, it's different. They don't have cell phones, they don't have radio programs, they don't have this and that, but the basic core of what they did was more or less the same. I mean, it's not super
see
complex.
How many likes you got?
Of course.
Yeah. So it's like that's
overdose
that's
on
fun.
some K9.
Yeah.
So does it pique
On
your
your way,
interest
on your
when
way to
you-
the factory to
That's
like
right.
maybe cut your toe off to toss it in the green.
Hell yeah.
Does it pique your interest when you find those outliers that are that are different than the day to day?
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. And that's like New Haven definitely has its rogues gallery of different stories, people, or just like innovators and just things that you wouldn't even stop to realize. Like, wait a minute, like it's almost like a joke. It's like, okay, we've got the list of here's the first this happened in New Haven, but actually is kind of true. It's like and it does pop up even every so often, and it could be something completely mundane. But at the same time, it's like, well, yeah, how the hell is this? No one else did this before. They did this here in some guy's house. That's bizarre. But it happens, and that's cool, and that's what's cool about this town.
This is the first time for people to have a male female threesome. I'm so sorry.
That I don't know. I can't go on the
idea formed in my head. It's first
can't go
time
on the
you
record.
guys
Research
did an
this
Eiffel
further.
storage. Okay,
I'm gonna have to dig in deeper into the stacks. For
Is
that
there
one.
a book you can recommend? Like, do you have like a favorite New Haven history book? If someone were curious and kind of wanted maybe just an overview of New Haven, maybe they weren't trying to take over Jason's expertise of New Haven, but
that one's it's kind of a tough one because I feel like there's not. So there was a period where people were like really into documenting the history. I mean, they started the Historical Society, which is what we became or what we are now, and blah blah blah. But they actually were operating as a society. So these people got together and they'd research, they'd record, they'd write these articles and then share these things. And so there was a lot of publication. And they also, there were more books basically that came out. That's how people got things out there more.
information, yeah.
Yeah.
They didn't have the
So
internet yet.
you have that, you have a pretty robust, although that said, kind of these, of course, 19th century rich white guy perspectives on things, but you have a lot of that leading up to the 20th century, and then the 20th century kind of like splits out. We don't have like one of these cohesive, here's the New Haven history. So yeah, I mean, for a starter, you dive into like I think it's like New Haven 300 Years by Roland Osterweiss. So those are fun and they're great to go through because you actually do. There's a lot to it. And then from there, you dive in deeper, especially, newer work, 20th century, and anything up to now as well. And that's part of what, I'm hoping that I contribute to things and what we contribute at the museum to, because we're actually, not just spitting things back out at you, we're actually interpreting it. We're actually documenting things now and, bringing that kind of legacy and research up to date.
Why was that the Historical Society kind of stopped, people weren't into that anymore? Was there just more things being documented in newspapers and
yeah, I'd say
less research was required?
It was kind of like a mix. It's also just like, time and, again, it's things like TV, radio, just distractions, movies, going to concerts,
moving pictures,
changed everything.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
these things do kind of
These things are really
shift
gonna
the
change
attention
things,
away.
yeah.
The attention span of people, and just that idea of coming together and like, when was the last time if I came in and I was like, hey, can you write a 20-page paper and then show up and read it with a bunch of other people who wrote 20-page papers? Does that entice you? I mean, to me, actually, I'd be kind of psyched. But
So you also have a mental illness. That's cool.
See, there you go. Yeah.
That's nice.
But you know what I mean? It's just kind of it's a
to be
different
around other
thing.
people.
Is the New Haven Museum on TikTok?
I don't believe we are.
Oh, you're really fucking up.
I don't believe we are. I think
Opportunity.
we might be heading in that direction, but
Yeah?
I'm not entirely sure.
I mean, I could write 20 pages because I do write a blog, so I'm like pretty.
Yeah.
I can
Challenge
I can spew
accepted.
out. Yeah, I can spew out a lot more text than you would think pretty quickly.
Hey, man,
But
that's cool.
I wouldn't want
That'd
to
be
listen to
good.
other people. Jesus Christ, this is like a nightmare. So
That'd be cool. That'd be cool.
I mean, that's pretty much what comedy is a bunch of us like spewing as many thoughts as possible, and then being like, I guess I owe it to
And
these
not
other
listening.
people. Yeah, exactly right. Then going outside and smoking a cigarette while someone else sucks. So, yeah, cool. Do you have any like rivalries with the other museums? Like, do you ever try to like burn down like the Yale Peabody Museum or whatever?
No, we actually get along with them very well.
Really?
Yeah.
Just because you guys are similar nerds?
Yeah, and they've got a whole different thing. They got dinosaurs. They got,
dinosaurs are way cooler than photographs and clocks.
Yeah,
It's true.
and dinosaurs are pretty cool.
Yeah.
And they've got dinosaurs. They've got rocks. They got those like that cool rock.
All right,
hall.
rocks are fine, I guess.
We
Not
don't
that
have a
into
lot of
rocks.
rocks. We have like different.
You should actually put that. That should be your tagline. We don't
No
have a lot of
rocks.
rocks.
Yeah.
No
I don't
rocks
wanna say
allowed.
No rocks. You don't want to like push people who are into rocks away.
No,
Just say
I'm
we
not
don't have
coming
a
in
lot
if
of
there's rocks there.
no.
Yeah, you're definitely gonna lose those guys. But
Yeah.
like, how many people are there?
But that's just it. It's like, hey, go up the street and you can look at those rocks.
Are you from New Haven?
I'm from Connecticut for the most part. I've lived in New Haven
Okay.
for.
You don't want to give up where you're from. I get it.
Like
Where you
15 years, give or take.
Okay.
Maybe longer.
Where
I
are you
don't know.
from?
Where am I from?
Yeah.
I grew up in Reading, Connecticut.
Oh, good reason you didn't say. Yeah, I wouldn't have said anything either.
You got a Reading beef?
Absolutely, you kidding? That whole county and fucking whatever. It's fine. No, it's just fancy farmland.
Yeah.
I grew up in Coventry, which is like farmland but not fancy.
Mm,
Reading
Right.
is like pretty fancy because it's
Yeah.
like Fairfield County. So, but it's like as soon as you leave the like mansion part, but there's still like some pretty fancy farmhouses and stuff.
At this point, there
fancy
are, yeah.
farm sounds great.
Yeah, it's nice. Yeah, it's just like, if you can afford that lifestyle, absolutely. Yeah.
Mhm.
So cool. Let's look at the old question here. Oh, is it hard to like keep the attention? Like, do you do the tours for like kids and stuff, or
For the most part, I don't, but I
you're in?
can't.
you know
I
of it?
have and I have
Yeah,
done
yeah.
it and what have you. But yeah,
Like,
no.
is it hard to like keep kids' attention these days? Like, what with the TikToking and the Fortnite dancing?
Probably, yeah. I mean, it's definitely harder, but at the same time, it's not. I mean, it's like anything. It's just kind of like a hook of, hey,
Yeah.
this is cool, and relating it back to
Yeah.
your life. You
What
know?
one thing do you bust out if you just need to get everyone's attention? Do you just like fire off a musket?
Yeah, like, check this out.
Actually, hit one of the kids. Like, this got pretty wide range. You might want to back up a little bit.
Oh man.
We filled our quota of hurting kids in the podcast.
Yeah.
Nailed
Yeah,
it. It took
exactly.
a while. 32 minutes.
No, I mean, I always think we have this crazy map in one of the galleries that's like super detailed, and you can be like, hey, do you
Do you recognize
where
where
you live?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Where's this?
Nice.
Where's that? Did you know? Actually, roller skates wouldn't even work. 'Cause, I don't know. I mean, some kids ride roller skates, but
Oh,
Skates are
roller
coming
skates
back.
are back
Oh,
in
yeah,
a big
they're-
way.
All right, so
Yeah.
there you go.
More
You can
for
kinda tie
like
that in.
20-somethings, but yeah.
Yeah.
Probably get the kids on
Yeah,
it.
yeah. But like say the telephone exchange. There you go. You'd be
Mhm.
like, well, the first commercial exchange
Was in New Haven.
was in
Yeah,
New
I
Haven,
did
like,
hear about that.
around the corner from here, actually.
First phone book was in New Haven as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was just a list of names
Yeah.
Of the
because you
people that
picked
could
up
afford
the
it.
phone
Yeah.
and said the person's
Well,
name
that
you
makes
wanted to
sense,
talk
right.
to.
You
Yeah.
don't have a number yet. It's like,
Yeah.
why would you need a number?
Yeah,
You're not going to do it yourself.
I like that system.
Yeah, I think it's great.
Mhm.
Pretty much what I do on like Facebook. I'm like, Colin Ryan. I'm like, oh, he's not even on Facebook. I gotta fucking look him up on Instagram or something. I don't know. Anyway, you also have the Morris Pardee house.
Party Morris.
Party
Yes, we
Morris.
do.
Wow, it's weird that I wrote it down in the wrong order. Oh, here we are. Party Morris house. That sounds funnier though. Party Morris.
It's like a
Morris
par-
Party. Nah, they kind of both sound good.
Is it Pardee?
Party,
Mm.
not party.
And that's part of the New Haven Museum, essentially.
Yes.
Okay. And
What
it's
is
like-
it?
What is it? It is the.
It's a house, Colin. Jesus.
I got
It's the
that.
Stop asking
oldest-
stupid. Sorry.
I believe it's still. There might be one other.
So
but
over
it's
in the
pretty
Lighthouse
much-
Park area, right?
Yeah, it's pretty much the oldest structure left in New Haven. Right?
Wow.
I mean,
Older than Yale?
than the buildings. Yeah,
Wow.
than a lot of the buildings. That's that's one of the weird things about New Haven.
Because I guess
There-
Yale
there's
was
a
in
weird
Old
fact.
Saybrook, right?
We like don't have a lot of old building stock
Yeah.
anymore. Like we've ripped down. I mean, there's
Right.
a handful. I believe there's
We've-
about 25 that are like sort of colonial era pre 1825. So
Mhm.
there's about 25 buildings. That's
Yeah.
not a lot.
That's not a lot.
Yeah, when you compare to like say you go to
Just
like
'cause,
even Boston probably can beat us.
Oh,
on
yeah,
this.
I'm
Or
sure.
like you go to like
Is it just like urban renewal, tearing things down,
yeah,
rebuilding
that's
them?
it's just kind of, but it's that kind of thing. Like urban renewal gets a bad rap for a lot of good reasons, and that's a whole vast argument. But it's also kind of like New Haven's tradition. It's like
Mm-hmm.
we do actually
Yeah, it's fun
rip
to tear
things up
everything
when we
down and
start it
start
again,
over
and
again,
we
yeah.
do different things. So
This time we're going to get it right.
yeah,
And
exactly.
we're not going to hurt the poor people.
So this one is the oldest building in New Haven?
It's pretty much, yeah, if not the oldest, but it's like one of the top 5 oldest structures. It's it's definitely the oldest on the East Shore. And what it was the core of so basically the East Shore was divided up into large plantations, farms, etc. And this was the Morris family, and throughout time, the family, through different iterations, lived there. They subdivided. At one point, they owned Lighthouse Point. They owned everything on that end, and so everything surrounding the house was at one point owned by that family.
So that's called Morris Cove,
Yep.
presumably.
Exactly. And
imagine.
so the house.
I'm a historian.
There you go. You're on your way.
I'm on my
You're
way.
well on your way.
What a quick
And
comedy.
so
Mystery
the
guy.
house became part of the museum 100 years ago. Actually, this year. Oh no, yes, it was opened as 100 years ago. So 1921. Yeah. So for a period of time, we operated as a more kind of colonial revival, that type of thing. House tour. Basically, for the last 10 years or so, we kind of have a looser approach to it. We do have house tours. I've curated a lot of contemporary art shows there, kind of just playing with the idea of raw space. I'm like, well, raw space can be, a building downtown, or it can be like an old factory, or it can be an old house from the 1700s.
Did you say
And-
raw space?
Yeah, just like
Yeah, what does
plain-
that mean?
So like I said, if
Like
you go to
uncooked?
but it hasn't been simmered enough yet. It's
Okay,
not,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
not hot enough.
Gonna get a big ass
yeah,
air fryer.
It's like you go to like a loft show and you see art, or you go to say a Rector
What's a
Square or
loft show?
something
Boy,
like
this
that.
guy's
Uh-huh.
really lost those. Yeah, he thinks
We're
we are
digging deep, man.
way more cultured than we are. I'm like, loft show. It sounds like a fancy New Yorker thing.
There you go. So I've used the house for that type of thing because it's just it's fun. I mean,
So what
it's
is
like-
the raw? Something that's not. It's not like a gallery. It's not
yeah,
made
it's not.
for that
It's
purpose.
not made
It's
for that purpose. So
Okay.
I adapted a room that was known as we called it the summer kitchen. Actually, previous to that, it had been used as the last owner's office. Previous to that, it had been kind of the general room because it had been a boarding house at one point. So it went through a different iteration.
Didn't Morris live with his hogs there at one point too?
His family did when they were rebuilding, when they were actually building this
How come you kicked
structure.
out the hogs? I
He
think we should
didn't.
bring the hogs back. What do you think, Colin?
The hogs were in the house?
Yeah.
But they were
Hog
like,
house.
they were kind of in the side.
Oh, never going to work.
What? Stop. I think if you get enough hogs in there, it's going to kind of like, it's going to just be cool.
One is too many.
One is too many. I'm thinking 20 hogs.
That's going to be a bit much.
How about the Townsend
Could
house?
smell.
You want enough
Did you-
hogs, everybody can ride a hog. You can't just have one hog and all the kids are waiting in line or whatever. That's,
Yeah, that's true.
that's ridiculous.
Do you guys have your eyes on the Townsend house, which is now available?
I think it went off the market.
Did it? Was it
Yeah.
already?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think something happened this week or
Okay.
last week or something. No, not necessarily, but the Townsend family has been definitely they date back not only to being really civically minded and involved in New Haven, but also very involved with the museum through its history.
Oh,
as
really?
well. Oh yeah, yeah. So
Are there any families you don't like that are not involved that you would like to dish on right now?
Those Mansfields.
The DeStefanos.
no, Mayor DeStefano's he comes by.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he hangs.
yeah.
Nice.
Sometimes he gives some opinions.
Okay, that's
You know?
good.
It's good. It's actually nice. It's refreshing.
Okay,
He'll
he
tell
does
it-
seem pretty opinionated.
He tells it. He tells it like it is. You know.
Or at least as he sees it.
Yeah. Exactly.
And you guys do concert series out there, right?
Yep.
Twilight. What is it? Twilight
Yeah.
series?
The Twilight concerts. So that's basically out on our green because the house itself, being an old farmhouse, still has some nice big lawns comparatively for the area.
Yeah.
And yeah, so we have bands out in the front lawn, and I believe we get food trucks and
Whoa.
the whole nine yards.
Does this
It's like
cost
a
money
thing.
or you just
$4.
That's a donation. $4 donation.
$4?
$5 donation, maybe. You know, I like that. For
Don't walk
$5.
around me. I'll give you $6.
You see this guy's outfit? He has got $6. He's doing great. That's cool.
That sounds awesome.
Who chooses like the music? How do you decide? Do you guys ever get any like cool death metal bands, or is it just more like thrash metal?
I personally wouldn't mind. Yeah, I mean, I'm
Are
not,
you like death metal?
I'm not on the committee that decides the music.
You're not.
No,
Those are the clock guys.
no. Yeah.
Fucking clock guys, always with them. They're just like they think they're so much better than us. They just listen to prog metal. Those fucking bitches. All right, sorry.
Math
I
rock.
Lost. Yeah,
Math rock works for the clock guys.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That's a topical joke. All right, damn. I'm gonna be okay. Cool. So, and that's on what days are those on the Twilight series?
They're generally on Wednesdays.
Okay.
I feel like it's at least once a month, maybe every other week.
Okay, so just check out the New Haven Museum
Yeah,
website.
you come to our website, which
All right.
is www.newhavenmuseum, one word, .org. And you'll
.org.
find links to our collections, links to what we're doing, links to events, links to how to make reservations to come visit us. Things to research.
You only
ways to get in
said
touch with us.
2 W's.
Did I? Really?
They're never going to reach you
Ah.
with only 2 W's.
I'm gonna start up a New Haven Museum.biz. And I'm gonna get a bunch of clocks and
poach
it's
all
just
that
it's just
content.
hogs and clocks and you can smoke cigars inside. I think
yeah,
it's
just
ready.
give the people what they want.
Yeah,
Also,
that would work,
as
probably.
many rocks as you
Yeah.
could ever dream
No, I don't want to see a single rock in there.
of. All right. No rocks, yes cigars and hogs and clocks.
So when do you shed your COVID restrictions and just go nuts?
It's up in the air right now, literally. You
Delta
know,
variant is out there.
that's kind of it. You know, we're looking at that. We're discussing that, and yeah, we're looking to open the fall. But you know, again, we're kind of just taking it as it comes. You know, we were closed initially right after COVID started, like everybody else. We opened last summer. We were closed again through the winter to the public, and now we're open. So yeah, you know.
So what'd you do when you were closed?
I worked a lot.
What'd you do?
A lot of writing, a lot of research. Yeah, just a lot.
Great.
Yeah, it wasn't one of those things where it was like, oh yeah, no, you're at home, you can.
Yeah, I was gonna want
Watch
to play
TV
piano,
all day
and then I was
or
like,
something.
"Whoa, this is hard. Forget it."
Did
Back
you
to
try?
video games? I did. Yeah,
Really?
I got an app on my iPad, Simply Piano,
Mm-hmm.
and because you can plug it into your digital piano, and then you can play a little bit.
You have a digital piano?
Yeah, I bought my brother one as a gift for his birthday about 5 years ago.
He gave it back to you last year?
Still boxed.
Nice.
Never even took it out of the box.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's your burden now.
I mean, it's fine. I got more space, so it's fine. I don't
Mhm.
mind. Because then, like, somebody comes over, like, "Oh, you play piano," and I have to be like, "Ugh, "No, not really." You know, you got anything in your house like that, Jason? Where you, like- yeah.
Yeah.
Like your kid, you're like, "Oh, I had this, but now that I kind of over it."
You know, I noticed the other day when
Sorry.
people ask me how old my son is, and I'm like, "Yeah, he's a little over 2," and they're like, "Oh, he's big." I'm just gonna keep saying he's a little over 2.
So
For
it's
like
just
a
like
couple
giant-
more years, people are like,
That's
"Damn!
a
Oh my
disease."
god, that's freaky."
That sounds awesome.
See, time is
Fucking
all relative.
Poor child.
That's right.
good.
You
That's
know?
right.
Gets back to the clocks.
Yeah, I'll keep telling him he's 2 for years. You know, it's fine.
That'll probably be fine. Yeah.
What does 2 really
One of the
mean?
other kids in kindergarten, like, "You can't be 2," and he's just freaking out. That'd be great. We're gonna traumatize this poor kid.
Yeah. Well, he's not gonna be in kindergarten. He's only 2 years old. You know.
True. Right, sure. Oh boy. This fucking poor Mormon kid is gonna be homeschooled. Yikes. All right. Cool. So you want to play some games, I guess?
Let's play some games.
Let's play some games. And by games, I was thinking about it, I'm like, they're just questions, really. They're not games.
All right. That's the most fun kind of game.
So one game I like to play is called Mayor for a Day. So you get to be mayor. Oh, it's Ben Ortiz. He doesn't see me, though. He's a
Nope.
comic with pretty severe mental disorders. Anyway.
He had
I
a
mean,
good
like,
hat.
more than average. No, yeah, for sure. But he definitely, he's got some stuff. I think
I said he had a good hat.
yeah. I said he's got some stuff, which is sort of overarching. You could be mental issues, could be hats. We don't know.
Yeah.
That is a nice hat.
Yeah,
There's a lot going on with it.
Yeah. He needs
Yeah.
one of these shirts out here.
He wears
Yeah.
Joker. He wears like
Oh yeah, you're right. It's
Heath
got-
Ledger Joker shirts still.
that was
Not
actually
really.
In the year of our Lord 2021.
that was a Joker hat he had on.
Yeah, I have no
Yep.
doubt. No doubt. He calls himself Ben Ortiz the Joker. It might just be the Joker.
DA.
Yeah, I don't remember. He might just be
Yeah.
the Joker.
Da Joker.
Yeah. He's using the same material from like 10 years ago. But he's, he was homeless for a while. Sometimes he messages me just like, "Josh, I slept with a prostitute and I think I have AIDS." And I'm like, I mean, probably not. I don't know, man. Like,
Wow.
yeah, I had to mute him. It's just like, I mean, I'll
Really?
check in on him sometimes. Yeah, he just messages me a lot. He does it to all the comics. It's not like I'm not special,
Yeah.
So, yeah, he's got some stuff going on.
Huh.
I'll let him know that he's mentioned. He'd probably be like fine with it.
Yeah.
Likes the attention, like all comics.
Get those views on YouTube, man.
Yeah, Mayor for a Day.
You should just start telling everybody that they got mentioned on the podcast,
Oh,
whether they did or
usually
not.
do. Oh no, I wouldn't do that.
Yeah,
I wouldn't make
let's
somebody
get
else
those views.
That cruel.
Maybe at the end of the show, just run through a list of like 100 names.
Perfect. Yeah, we
Mhm.
should have a list of all of our friends in them.
Yeah.
Like, Tracy, Alan, Jim.
Hey, you came up in the podcast the other day.
Mayor for a Day. So we give you $1 million to do anything you want in New Haven, no questions asked. What would you do with it?
Million's not going to get you very far.
That's correct. Boy,
That's the right answer. Ding,
that's
ding,
the
ding.
only- I know,
It's
right?
not going to get you very
So
far.
should we change the number?
No one's ever said that
Should
before.
we ever?
No one's ever said that.
Everyone says that. Should we make it like 100 million?
That's
Ooh.
too much. You're
10
going to
million?
squander it.
What about
10 million's
10's
good.
great.
10's
Let's do
great.
that.
All right,
Yeah.
let's go 10 million in the future.
Yeah.
We've changed
You won't do it
the
now?
game. We
No.
can do 10
We're
million
locked
now.
in?
Yeah.
I'll
This
just
is the
pretend.
future. Congrats.
Yeah, see,
It's now. The future is now. Like that Pepsi commercial, or I don't know.
10 mil.
The clock keeps ticking.
10 mil.
Man, I don't know. I mean, I'd start probably my thing lately has been or actually I don't even say lately, but it's been the infrastructure. So like stop and-
Potholes.
Well, that's a whole other thing.
Yeah.
You know, basically for
You can really feel those things when you're on your bike, let me tell you.
Yep.
Holy cow. If you look away for a second, right in the balls, man.
there you go.
Brutal.
But if you stop and think about it, right? So all the
I prefer not to stop and think. I prefer to just say whatever thought flies into my head.
well, here's the thought.
We know.
All all the pipes, all the water,
Mm-hmm.
all the sewage.
Mm-hmm.
That's old. We've like, to my knowledge, we've only been repairing that in piecemeal.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So, I mean, there's some areas that have been updated.
Yeah.
That's kind of a problem waiting to happen. You know, so I would
So you
say
think our poo isn't clean enough? Needs cleaner.
It might be like wearing through the pipes.
Sure.
We've only
you
got
know?
10 million, Jason. 10
I
million.
know, so that's the problem. So what I'd probably do is inform a committee to study it, because that's what you do with $10 million.
Perfect.
You know, they would get 900.
Mm-hmm.
Wait a minute, they wouldn't get 900. Maybe, I don't know.
900,000.
Give them 900,000.
Yeah.
Okay. So you do nothing is
They
your answer.
No. They study the
They
problem.
would study the
Then
problem.
they present a solution that costs $100 million.
Yeah.
Make a recommendation
Then
of
we
more
do
studies.
nothing. Then
Yeah.
we do nothing. Yeah. But at least we've got the record.
Yeah.
And that ends up in the New Haven Museum. See?
Yeah. And then we'd have the study of the thing that didn't happen
Mm-hmm.
until the thing happened, and then we had to run around and fix it. And
Great
everyone,
answer.
and
Great
everyone
answer.
points fingers.
You should
A lot
be
of other
mayor.
people say just put a roller coaster on the green. And I think that's
I say that. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, or zip line. Yeah.
Yeah.
A nice liability lawsuit waiting to happen.
Yeah.
But I'll be gone by then, so it doesn't matter. So replacing sewage infrastructure is your answer.
I would say, like, yeah.
We've had some pretty
Wastewater,
sexy answers over the
infrastructure,
years, but
you
this
know?
might be the sexiest.
definitely.
New
What about
Haven-
something for the museum? Would a large infusion of cash help you realize your wildest dreams?
You could install a humidor for the cigar.
Exactly. Yeah, you could have a brand new humidor. I mean, hey, you know, that's always a
Apparently,
plus.
there's a humidor
you know?
already.
Well, I mean, presumably, if you got painting, you got to have climate control, I guess.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
You gotta get new Bovita packs for it. You know,
Mm-hmm.
keep them moist. Yeah. You know, hey, money's always nice. We live in a capitalist society.
Is that your answer for what you do at the museum?
That's it.
Money's nice. Thanks for the check.
Money's
dummy.
nice, everybody.
I'll turn this into some sweet
Hope
drugs.
this isn't rubber.
What's the one collection that you would love to have if you could just have access to some New Haven something or other?
Oh, that's a good question.
Skull and Bones torture records or
I mean, that'd be cool.
mm-hmm.
That'd be cool. It'd be cool
yeah.
to see any of their records.
Mhm.
That'd be pretty awesome.
Oh, we have like nothing from them, huh?
No.
Fuckers. Let's break in.
My cousin's in it.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. I've never heard anything about it.
Damn.
Yeah.
Can't get a tour.
What's that?
Can you get a tour?
No.
No.
No. I've never asked him. Never talked to him about it.
Can you get like a four?
He's a lot older than me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Ask for a four.
So he's been out of it already. Like he's not in.
No.
Once you're in, you're in,
for
you're in,
life.
You're in.
Yeah.
Just like that Joshua Jackson movie,
Yeah, apparently.
The Bones or whatever.
Just
Is that what it's
like
called?
that.
And you wear like a funny like mask and chase people across the green.
That's right.
Is
Yeah.
that what happened in that movie?
I don't remember what happened in
Nobody
the
saw
Joshua
that
Jackson
movie.
movie.
I feel like
It's
all of
all
a sudden there
downhill
was
after
like
Dawson's
a
Creek. Is
large
that what he
like,
was in?
sea cliff
Yeah.
somewhere.
That's where he really,
Is that the one
gained his
where?
fame.
Is that the one where it's like, I don't want to wait
For our lives to- Yeah,
Were
that's
you were
the
the one
one.
who was telling me how they can't get the rights to that or whatever. Right?
yeah. So now when they replay it on Netflix, it has a different song.
Anyway, welcome
that
to
was
the
the whole
Dawson's Creek
show.
podcast, and yeah,
It was just that song, you know?
caller, you're on the Dawson's Creek podcast. Would you like what's the other guy's name who cried? He was the meme crying guy.
Oh, yeah. He's got 3 names.
Well, I can't. I never
Vanderbeek?
watched it. So
James Vanderbeek.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
That might be one name. I'm not sure. Vanderbeek.
I don't know.
I don't know.
It's Dutch.
Yeah.
Hey, I've got 2 names.
I know.
See?
I know.
But he beats me.
So is there any other collection that you would...
Ah.
What's like a famous New Haven name that you don't have any good swag over at the museum?
I mean, you know, the thing about it is, and that's actually kind of a good point, where it's like people just don't think to like kind of give us it's like we'll take that.
Yeah.
You know, that's pretty much, you know.
Is it like when
They don't
somebody
think
like
to-
eats the hamburger where they leave the fries, and I'm like, y'all take that.
Yeah, exactly.
Anybody else? I will 100%. I'll eat stranger fries at a bar that are just left.
Really?
Oh yeah, I'm disgusting.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're kind of like that. We come in after and we'll pick up, you know, all the old fries and this and that.
What if I
Oh,
just
yeah.
dropped off like an old
Stuff you
fridge at
didn't
the
think
museum?
was important. An old fridge.
How do you know
Yeah.
what's important? Yeah.
Depends, you know.
How old?
Was the fridge made in New Haven?
It's not an important fridge.
No.
Is the body inside the fridge from New Haven?
Yeah. Does the fridge work?
Does the fridge work?
That's a better
Is it a
question.
humidor full of
Yeah.
cigars?
Does it have beer? Can we put beer and cigars in there?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, people generally in organizations or what have you, that is kind of the idea, the pitch, if you will, that, yeah, no, if you think, if you don't think it's important, but you have these records or you have these photos or you have whatever, get in touch with us because that is important, and that's cool. And it is a document of
So just
whatever
go to
you were doing and
NewHaven.biz.
Do
you
people
yeah.
www dot
NewHaven.biz.
do people
And
reach
let us
out to you
know
often?
what hugs
Yeah,
you
yeah.
got.
Okay.
Yeah, and kind of just taking again that idea of like because people literally be like, I don't know, and just like, you really want this kind of stuff? I'm like, yeah.
But do you
yeah.
feel bad when you tell them no, this is insignificant?
like
Do you let
You
them
just
down
take it and
softly?
you throw it directly in the trash at the museum.
Do you
this-
have like a letting them down like speech where you're like, listen, I, really
I don't want to
appreciate it.
wait.
I mean,
Last to be
personally, I'd be
over.
upfront and just say, what does it have to do with New
Yeah.
Haven? What does it have to do with
How
this?
dare
I mean,
you
we will get stuff
bring this
from
crap.
Stop sending us hogs.
we will get stuff from, someone will be like, oh yeah, blah, blah, blah. My, aunt lived here, but she mostly lived in, Boston or Portland, Maine or Austin, Texas. And let me give you all the Austin stuff. I'm like, well, Austin's nice and all, but I don't want that. And so, yeah, then you end up with that. And then you got to call the people in Austin. and you
Declaration of
gotta do the whole thing.
Independence, not our thing.
know?
Burn it.
So, you do guide people
Put it
on
in the
their
trash
paths.
pile.
But no, I mean, overall, that's the cool thing, too. It's kind of like, again, any business, any sort of thing, like, people close down their restaurant. Like restaurants, that's something I'd love to, like, kind of have more in our collections because restaurants come and go and pretty fast, relatively.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then, yeah, again,
just gone
unless you
forever.
have some documentation
Historical
of it,
record, yeah.
it's gone.
It's only in my brain.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But that's the kind of thing where you sit back and you're like, oh, yeah, like, remember that pizza place? Remember that? Yeah, that Chinese place. Remember that place? That was great. No.
I'm not linking
5
my
years down the line,
depression
10 years down the line.
to
You don't know.
Bentara closing, but they did happen at the same time.
Big impact on you, huh?
Oh yeah.
I like the little mural that they've painted on the wall over there.
Oh, yeah, that's nice. This faux place. Okay, so Steal Something. It's a game where we take something from another city, and we magically transport it to New Haven with the magic of wishful thinking. Is there something from another city that you would love to see here?
I'd love to see better, like, not to say,
Infrastructure.
yes, not to say that
Better
there's,
sewage pipes,
Yeah.
more clocks.
I'd like, in the theme of restaurants, I'd like to see better vegetarian and vegan.
Mm.
And not
Are
to
you
say-
vegetarian?
I am, yeah, I'm actually vegan at this point. But
You're
I've been-
level 6 vegan?
Yeah, I've been vegetarian for.
That would have been a curveball if
long
he's
time.
not a vegan or
No,
vegetarian.
I'm just, but I'm
we just
bad.
need better vegan.
We need it. I see a gap and I want to fill it.
I
you
love
know?
Yeah.
No, but I mean,
Very
we
business-oriented museum guy.
Mhm.
we not to say there's not bad choices in New Haven, but it's kind of it's like, oh hey, here's blah blah blah
Claire's.
restaurant, and
Yeah,
here's
I've
this.
got a couple options. Yeah. Not
You
a lot.
yeah,
Yeah,
and there's
no, I
only
hear
there's
you.
only so many times people throw a tray of mushrooms and they're like, hey, by the way, I mean, I don't know if you're vegetarian or not, but
He's not.
No.
you
I
know,
am.
I love mushrooms, though. Are you about to say
I am.
mushrooms are terrible?
Well, no, I'm
Are you gonna talk some shit about mushrooms?
I'm about to
You
say
need
that
fucking leave, bro.
when the only option is mushroom, and especially portobello mushroom, that's an insult.
yeah.
It's 2021.
Portobello
Come
burger's
on.
not that good.
No,
It's not a hamburger.
This is just
Yeah.
a rubbery. Like,
Especially when you can get Impossible meat now. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Would
Give
you
us
eat
something.
someone's old portobello mushrooms at a bar after they left?
100%. Yeah, of course, man. I was fucking no, I would not. No one wants old mushrooms. Old fries, though. I mean, I give them a feel first, make sure they're
They're
still crispy.
soggy. That's no good.
Yeah, of course.
Mm-hmm.
If they're soggy, I put them in the blender, and I have myself a fry smoothie.
Boy.
But yeah,
Pretty severe mental illness. So
I would do that. I'd also like. I don't
More
know
vegetarian, more vegan options. Okay.
that, and not have piles of glass every trash day, every car length.
Okay.
I don't
You mean
know if
on
that
the
happens in
grounds
your
when they're
neighborhood.
just them breaking bottles when they're grabbing the recycling bin?
Because the trucks
Yeah.
apparently don't work right, so it
Mm.
leaves this like nice little, basically
Yeah.
speed hump of glass.
Nice. I do
Or-
love that when I'm riding my bicycle around
Yeah,
town.
yeah, it's great.
Great. Yeah.
You know, you're like, oh, what?
New Haven is chief exporter of broken glass.
Yep.
Not a bad mouth. The trash collectors, most important people in the city.
No, I'm not bad mouthing them.
No,
it's
no,
the
no.
machinery.
The machinery.
That's right.
That's what I've
the
heard.
machine.
The machine.
The machine is wearing you down.
That's right. It's a metaphor.
Welcome to the machine.
That's right. Classic Pink Floyd. All right. So that's about our time. Jason Bischoff-Wurstle.
The worst.
Worshel.
Bischoff-Wurstle.
Worstle.
You got it.
Nailed it.
Look at that.
100%.
Bam.
Thank you so much for coming.
Hey, thanks for having me.
NewHavenMuseum.org. Check it out.
Smoking
Check out the photo.
inside is allowed.
Is allowed for only $4. Hell yeah. I have nothing to promote because the show's tonight and it is gonna be way too late.
It's going to be
But
great.
there'll
I'll
probably
be
another
there.
one. Yeah, it'll probably be another one next month, so look out for that. BetweenTwoRocks.com. Check out the blog, the podcast, etc. Anything else you want to mention, Jason, before we
No, thanks for having me. And
course.
feel free to stop by the New Haven Museum, 114 Whitney Avenue. And check us out
don't
online.
stop by. You have to make an appointment, actually.
That's you're absolutely right. Actually, do not.
Thank
come
God
by.
someone is paying attention to this fucking podcast. Holy cow.
Don't
I have to do
come
everything.
by. I will kick you out. No.
Colin, anything you want to add? Check you out on the local boat.
No, nothing. You can see me tonight at Josh's comedy show.
Perfect. So we'll see you there. If you hear this, you were already there, and it was great to see you. You looked great. Love that dress/shirt.
Let's go buy some shirts outside.
Yeah, we're going to go buy some shirts.
The vest is still there.
The vest is still there. Not for fucking long. All right, thank you so much for listening, and we will see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Busy people and lots of yellies, Worcester hipsters and fat up townies. We have more than pizza in common, with 2 rocks for bookends. New Haven, New Haven, New Haven, between 2 rocks. Ba-da-da-da.